Hi, Mrs. Cheney here. Today we're going to go over color theory, and I have a bunch of vocabulary words for you that I need you to take notes with. If you have a handout like this with the vocabulary words already on it, you can use it to take your notes. Otherwise, get out a piece of paper and you can make a list of these 13 words as we go and take some notes. Keep in mind that later on you will have a quiz on this, and you can use these vocabulary words on your quiz, meaning you can use your notes on your quiz. So taking notes would be really important. Keep in mind that you can pause this video at any time if you write slower than I can talk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so that you can see what we're going to cover here. Okay, so we're going to talk about color theory. Color theory is a combination of colors. Like there are different combinations of ways of manipulating colors in a piece or a piece of artwork, and different combinations of those have different names, okay? So before we even start this, going down your list of vocabulary words, there's some basics that I want to cover with you. The word hue, honestly, is just another name for color. French people were the ones that named hues. For instance, blue is bleu, red is like a rouge. I know I'm not pronouncing them right, but you get the hang of it. Hue is a word that's kind of universal, and it just means color. The primary colors you should know from elementary school. They're the basic 3 colors on a color wheel. When you look at the color wheel in my classroom, there's a triangle, a huge triangle in the middle of it. And they are red, yellow, and blue. The triangle points to each of those sections if you look above my door in my classroom. The secondary colors on that color wheel make up the dashed line, orange, green, and violet. Okay, you should already know that. The intermediate colors are the ones in between. Now you can either list red, orange, red, violet, yellow, orange, etc., or you can just write the colors in between the primaries and secondaries. They tend to be the smaller circles, and they tend to be words that have a dash in them. I want to point out to you that when you list the words, the primary colors are listed first. Red, orange, red, violet. It is not violet, red, it is red, violet. Okay, the primary color is listed first when you say the color name. Warm colors are colors associated with fire, like red, orange, and yellow. Okay. The cool colors are colors associated with water, meaning when it's hot outside, you jump in the water to cool yourself off. And water is clear, but water tends to be blue, green, and violet if you paint it or look at it in a photograph. Actually, it's reflecting the sky and the trees and everything around it in the water. Tints, okay, not tents, but tints are you take color, you take white and you add a color to it. So it's white plus any color. And here's some examples. Pink, lavender, sky blue, mint green. You don't have to memorize them or anything like that. What's important is the definition. White plus a color. Shades are the opposite. Any color plus black. Now, it's not black and white because then they turn gray. But any color, and then you put a drop of black in it, the tiniest little drop. Like maroon would be a dark red, midnight blue, a dark blue, rust is a dark orange, forest green would be a dark green. And then you've got neutral colors. Those are the ones that are not on the color wheel. For instance, gray, black, and white. Now, let's talk about brown for a second. When you look at the color wheel, no, brown is not on the color wheel. But brown can be made by mixing the colors. So technically it's on the wheel, okay? You can't make gray, white, or black. They're made from chemicals, just like the primary colors, okay? That is why they're listed as neutrals. All right, these last 6 terms are brand new. They're harder to understand, and they're the ones that are going to be on the test that I speak of, all right? The first one is called monochromatic. When you look at the word mono means one. Latin is mano y mano, one man to one man. So the definition is one color plus all the tints and shades of it. Okay, so going back from our vocabulary, tints are any color plus white, shades are any color plus black. Okay, so back to monochromatic. This baby is done in turquoise or teal colors. So it's a blue plus light blues and dark blues in that painting. I don't see any red, I don't see any purple, green, nothing. There are dark blues, light blues, and regular blues. Same as the rose. The rose here is done in dark pinks, light pinks, okay? Things like that. And this little creepy tree painting down here too is done in darks and lights of blues. Monochromatic is the easiest one to understand because it's literally one color. Then there's triadic. Look back up at that color wheel. Doesn't this look familiar to you? Look, the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue, okay? And then if you look at the triangle upside down, you've got orange, green, and violet, okay? So those are three colors that are equally spaced on the wheel, and it makes a triangle. Like tricycle has three wheels or tripod has three legs, okay? Triangle. And here are examples of triadic color schemes or harmonies. Orange, I don't know what this is supposed to be, trees and mountains, okay? And here, one of the X-Men, I'm drawing a blank right now, Cyclops. Cyclops is done in triadic colors, okay? Then you've got analogous. Those are the colors next to each other on the wheel. So here's an example of this girl with the green, the yellow green, and then the darker green. I guess there are more of these over here, as well as the blue maybe, okay? Same with this one here, same colors, dark blue, blue, turquoise, somewhere in there. So any three colors next to each other make up analogous. This is the hardest one to remember, okay? And then our last one is complementary. They are two colors directly across from each other on the wheel. This is the most important color harmony, I believe, in my opinion. So here you've got a red plate with green, I don't know what those are, limes. So red and green are across from each other on the wheel. Here you've got an orangey face with blue glasses and blue eyes. You've got your orange, and right across is your blue, okay? Complementary. Why this is so important is that complementary colors, when mixed together, they make brown. The brown that I spoke of before, that's why it's not a neutral. So if I take blue paint and orange paint and mix it together, I get brown. If I get red and green and I mix it, I get brown. And yellows and purples, when mixed together, they make brown, okay? So this test that I speak of, you will have 4 choices on this test, okay? Monochromatic, triadic, analogous, and complementary. And I'm going to show you what it's like. It's nothing you have to study for. You can't memorize pictures, but you can have this list of vocabulary words in front of you. And those last 4 on the bottom are so important because when you take the quiz, it's going to be something like this. So here's a skull. What color harmony do you think it is? Is it monochromatic, triadic, analogous, or complementary? It's monochromatic. It's purple, okay? It's purple. It's light purple. It's dark blue purple. It is one color plus tints and shades. That means it's monochromatic. Here's another example. Which color harmony do you think it is? It's triadic. Red, yellow, and blue. Makes a triangle on the wheel. White and black don't count. Remember they're neutrals? Okay. Here's a tricky one. You could argue this. You could argue it could be one of 2. I see it as blue. I see it as dark blues and light blues. Medium blues. So it's monochromatic, right? Some people see color differently. They might see this as blue and blue-green. And if they're colors next to each other, then it's analogous. That's why I said you could argue these sometimes. Here's a great example of analogous. Colors next to each other on the wheel. Yellows, oranges, and reds. Next to each other on the wheel is analogous. Okay? Which is that one? Yellow and purple. Complementary. So those are the kinds of things we're going to have on a quiz that's going to be upcoming. You're going to be doing a project to go along with this. So I hope you kept good notes, took good notes, and you keep them. It would be in your benefit for your grade.